Dating John Mayer made Jessica Simpson turn to alcohol. That's like a heavy title, okay? That's heavy. So, Jessica Simpson, she wrote a book, right? And it's a memoir called Open Book. And I've said it on the show. I love myself a memoir because it's firsthand, confirmed gossip in great grammar. What more do you want? You know what? So Open Book is basically this about her life, okay? And her life has always been just that. I mean, we met her when she was like 17. And does that make sense? Because she's 39. Does that make sense? Am I 52? Whatever. So, Jessica Simpson has gone through some shit, okay? Like, her life has always been a lot. Like, remember, her dad was a Christian pastor, and then he came out, you know what I mean? She was this Christian virgin pop star, and the media was, like, obsessed with her virginity, you know? And then she got married to Nick Lachey, and everybody had opinions about that marriage, and then she had the reality show, and everybody thought she was like this dumbass, and like, then she got divorced, and everybody had opinions about her divorce, you know, and then it's crazy, right? And then the book, she opens up a lot about something that she's never shared before, that she was molested as a kid, you know, and it's heartbreaking, you know, someone that she trusts in the family, and she talks about like how, when she told her parents, her mom like looked at her dad and like slapped his arm and said like, I told you something was happening, and then it was never talked about again. So she had to like deal with that trauma. And I just get the feeling, I remember also with behind the scenes or like behind the music or something, she did a music video called like Impossible. I feel like it starts with an I, but in the video, they were talking about how like Jessica Simpson got down to like 103 pounds. And I remember that her mom and her sister were interviewed, and they remember her like crying because she's like, I can't lose any more weight. And they were like, your boobs are so big, you have to lose weight. And it's because like, you know, as women, we know that like having big boobs can make you look top heavy, and the industry couldn't have it. She had to be as skinny as possible. And if you go, that's like her first hit ever. And if you go back and watch that fucking video, oh, and then remember when she did the chili festival, chili cook-off, and she was wearing that jean outfit, and everybody was like, what a fucking cow. Like, Jessica Simpson has probably never felt like her body was her own. You know what I mean? And she just wanted to be, it's like what we all think when we're little, like, oh, to be a pop star, how great, everybody loves you, and then it turns out that everybody just tears you to pieces, and like everything that you do and everything that you say and everything that you look like is scrutinized by the media, and then you never really belong to yourself again, right? And also like relationships in public, crazy, right? So in this interview with People magazine about her book, she opened up about her relationship with John Mayer, which I had completely forgot about. Completely, but that's like the first guy that she dated after her divorce with Nick Lachey. Do you guys remember Nick Lachey started dating Vanessa from TRL, and when Jessica Simpson went on TRL, Vanessa was out sick. I was like 13 and I was like, this is drama! Like, I loved it. I'm like, this is the shit I'm talking about, whatever. So, and then Vanessa was in Nick Lachey's video, and that's how they started dating. Oh, so crazy, whatever. But she opened up about John Mayer. And I want to tell you guys, too, that I, too, see that top lip. And I am choosing to ignore it. That's a hell of a top lip. But listen, she talks about her relationship with John Mayer, and she said that John Mayer made her feel sexy, but not smart. We have a quote from the book. The connection was so strong that he made me feel seductive, and he spoke about sex and my body in a way that made me feel powerful, at least physically, where I felt insecure in the beginning. Where insecure in the beginning was that I always felt like I was falling short of the potential he made me feel dumb. Okay, great. I'm reading behind me, you know? Okay, so. That guy made you feel dumb. This looks like the person that ate John Mayer. Like, I understand that she is orange. I understand that, but it was like the time. But the way that John Mayer looks, iron deficient, is incredible. Okay, so what a time. So whatever. So I think that is probably like one of the worst feelings. Most people have felt this way, where you're dating somebody and you just like don't feel good enough for them in some way, like something is lacking, whatever. And that just sucks when the person who's making you feel dumb is like a peer or a boss or a friend, like a toxic friend, but it's like your significant other, you know? And what kills me is that I know that Jessica isn't stupid. You know what I mean? But she made that her brand. She made that her, like, chicken of the sea. We all know that scene from her reality show. What was it? Newlyweds. We all know that scene. Is it chicken or is it tuna? It's chicken. No, I'm just kidding. But like in the reality show, she was always the idiot. And remember her boobs with golf? She was like, I have big boobs and I'm stupid and I'm blonde and I'm hot. And then the show was literally edited for her to be this like dumbass. But it made her a shit ton of money. And now she gets divorced in front of the whole world after letting them in her house. You know, and the first guy that she dates is John Mayer, and this guy who's like, she feels is actually smarter than her, and she has to prove that you're smart, or to like always be kind of prepared with this witty comment in your holster. You know what I mean? Is fucking exhausting. Like thinking about having to prove to someone that I'm smart makes me want to take a nap. Absolutely, I can't do it. You know, but I think dating after your divorce is hard too. You know, so whatever. She also says this in the memoir. When I tried to leap back in and say something to add to the dialogue he was having with himself, he would challenge what I said and I'd get quiet. I was so afraid of disappointing him that I couldn't even text him without having someone check my grammar and my spelling. Okay, immediately, you're putting John Mayer on this fucking pedestal, and I will never understand. Like, looks like Beetlejuice. I can't. And, you know, she was blonde, she went brunette, she wanted to shed her dumb blonde. Oh my God, he looks like a mom in Westchester picking me up from soccer practice. So whatever. Look at me in the face right now, and you're gonna tell me that's not Mr. Munster? Okay, bitch. You know, but, and John Mayer is known as this like mega talent. I mean, I've seen him live. And Katy Perry came out to sing that song with him, and I cried. But I've seen him, and he's like so talented. He like lays the guitar down, and he like finger fucks it. It's crazy. He sings Gravity, and I'm like, why am I naked? You know, like I get it. And he has that show on Sundays, and like if you follow him on social media, he's witty, he's funny, whatever. But let me tell you this: what I first was gonna say is that a confident man would never make his girlfriend feel small. Like, you know, like that's like your first instinct to say that. But then another part of me is like, Jessica, you are fine as fuck. You know what I mean? You are talented. You can sing your ass off. And both of you make those horrendous faces when you sing. Oh my God. You know what? After the show, YouTube Jewel and Jessica Simpson singing together. And it just drives me crazy because they're hitting the same notes. And Jewel's face is like, and Jessica's like great. I'm like, oh my God, she's seizuring. Like, what's going on? She's in pain, you know? Like, but I wish Jessica could go back. I wish she could go back. That top lip is active as hell. But I wish Jessica could go back, you know what I mean? And just be like, fuck it, this was a time where Jessica Simpson was more famous than Kim Kardashian. Like, Jessica Simpson was everywhere. I wish she could go back and be like, fuck it, I'm not gonna Google any of his references. And if I spell license wrong, I spell license wrong. We all fucking do it. You think I don't say Wednesday? Of course I do. We all do. You know what I mean? Like, listen, if you get anything from this show, I want you to know that there's nobody too good for you, nobody that is above you, except if we have dated and you're my ex-boyfriend. Then I am too good for you, sweetheart. But listen, there's nobody that's like, oh my God, I'm not good enough for him. Like, that doesn't exist. I promise you, if you're ever in a situation where you feel intimidated or like you feel uncomfortable around a guy, just fucking say it. Just say, you know what, sometimes when I'm talking to you, I feel like I can't keep up and we're playing like ping pong. I feel like I'm fucking stupid sometimes. Do you ever feel like that? And sometimes people, everyone enjoys a funny moment, but what people are really looking for in life, and this is what in my 29 years in life, maybe in 10 years I'll look back and be like, Tefi, you're such a fucking idiot. But like, I think what people are really looking for, especially the significant other, is just being able to be a vulnerable human being, you know what I mean? And be honest with each other and talk about the things that, you know, keep you up at night, or the things that you think, that mean voice in your head, and just get that reassurance back. Because it seems like this whole relationship with John Mayer was just proving to yourself that you were good enough to be loved. It's what that sounds like to me. And in the memoir, she says that this is what drove her to drink. Her anxiety of dating John Mayer drove her to drink. Okay, one, I think it's obvious. If you are dating someone who literally drives you to drink, please do not date that person, you know what I mean? And I don't want to say, like, Jessica, it's your fault, because I feel like saying, Jessica, the reason that you were driving to drink is because you had just gotten out of a divorce. You were pulled apart in the media, and you wanted someone to tell you, hey, you're more than your body, and I value your mind. That's what you were looking for. And I think it's unfair to say John Mayer drove me to drink. You drove yourself to drink. You drove yourself to drink, and you poured it all into a person. You let one person in this vulnerable time in your life dictate whether or not you are lovable. That is what happened. You know what I mean? And there is power in claiming your own shit, I think. That's what I want to say. I don't want to say this and say, Jessica, that's unfair of you to say John Mayer drove you to drink. What I'm trying to say is, Jessica, own your shit, because that's powerful. And that's healing, I think. You know what I mean? And people are also not mind readers, you know? At first I was gonna say men are not mind readers, but people are not mind readers, you know? So if all you guys are doing are fucking and having banter, how the fuck is somebody supposed to know that what you're trying to do is prove yourself to him? Or that you wanna hear something about a mental connection versus a physical. And then I think what's really fucked up is that he went on Playboy and talked about how she was like sexual napalm and she was embarrassed, you know? But listen, in the book, Jessica Simpson says that when John Mayer, when they first met, he said he wanted all of me or nothing. Molly Ryder Producer and I read that and we were like, if somebody said that to me, I'd be like, I too am an open book. You know what I mean? And just sex when the sex is really, really fucking good, and like that cloud that you're on when you first connect with somebody and you hope like maybe this is the one. I do think she's like a true romantic, you know what I mean? And you know what, sweetheart? We've said it once on the show, and we're gonna say it again. Good dick will imprison you. It will imprison you. The mind is a prison that locks from the inside, but good dick is bolted from the outside. You know what I mean? So, Jessica, you have done so well. You've overcome so much, you know. You're happily married. You have your beautiful kids. She's sober now. She's coming out with a memoir. I'm super here for it, super proud. I love watching the evolution of somebody, you know, unfortunately. I hate that, like, being famous for these pop stars in the 2000s was, like, fucking jail. Like, I had no idea when I was when we're kids, you think being a pop star is, like, the ultimate dream. You know what I mean? Like, I would love to be Britney Spears. And I look back and I'm like, I'm so glad I'm not Britney Spears, you know? But I think that there's also something for people to hear about relationships. There is working through tough times with somebody, and then there's beating a horse, beating a dead horse. There is no, wait, hold on. Please don't beat horses. The whole thing could have been avoided, I think, in my professional opinion. This whole scenario with Jessica and John Mayer wouldn't be in history if someone in that relationship had just consulted the science. Let's look at it. Jessica Simpson, you are a Cancer. I am a Cancer. I see you. I know you. John Mayer is not only a Libra sun, but a moon in Sagittarius. That person doesn't need therapy. He needs an exorcism. What are you doing? Unbelievable. Okay, if you're a Sagittarius or a Libra, please stay. We'll be right back after the break. That's my show. It's live weekdays at 12:30 p.m.